Hey everybody, welcome to this week's programming. We're basically on our second week again, starting this new transition over from our fall strength cycle into doing a little bit more barbell skill work, Olympic lifting with some strength training, but a lot more interval style training with some metcons sprinkled in there. I know this past weekend we had a lot of people doing the high rocks, and I want to say congratulations to everybody who went out and completed that. Put yourselves on the line out there for, all of Atlanta to see, because that place is packed out. And I hope all of you had a happy Halloween with your families and had a good time trick-or-treating. Hopefully not eating too much candy with everybody else, like everybody else, but it happens. It happens. This week, Monday, we're starting off with front squats plus box jumps. So we're going to do every 3 minutes on the minute for 12 minutes. So we're going to have to start with the intensity kind of high, especially if you want to get a really good response out of this. We're keeping the volume a little higher. So your percentages are probably going to have to go down a little bit, because it's going to take you about a minute to 90 seconds. And it's a lot of effort to put in that and then rest, recover, and repeat as we go. But we're going to do 8, 8, 6, 6 on the front squats. And then you're going to follow that up with 3 to 5 box jumps. Now with the box jumps, if you're new to this, we'll put just a plate down, or maybe just jumping over a line or jumping on one of the bigger black mats, like the 4-inch mats in the back. That right there would be sufficient for you to get started with your plyometric training. Some of you are a little bit more advanced. So we can do a regular box jump going up and down, or we can do what we call depth jumps. And that's going from basically a box jumping down the ground to a higher box. I've done this before where I'll set the bench out on the side and I'll jump off the bench, hit the ground immediately, rebound to get up on a box on the other side. We can do either one of those, but the depth jumps would just require a little bit more training. And you should be able to squat your body weight for multiple reps if you want to do those. But if you're not quite there yet, don't feel comfortable, then we can go down and do the padded box jumps, or just jumping on a box in general. Then we're going to follow that up with an AMRAP of 20 minutes with a partner. And basically just old school strength training day. You got 50 bench press, 135, 95, into 100 wall balls. So we're going to set the bench up on the inside of the squat rack. And then you got your 100 wall balls, and then we got a deadlift bar set up on the other side between you and your partner, and you got 50 deadlifts at 225, 155 on that side. So that's, hopefully we should have enough barbells and plates, because we got 12 barbells, both for male and females, and we have some couple of extra bars in the back that we can use for this if we have multiple ones. But we should have a sufficient amount of barbells to handle big classes doing these. And after that, we got some accessory work of dumbbell Bulgarian split squats and another exercise. And then Tuesday, we're going to do some overhead work. Got 1 push press and a 1 split jerk, working in some of those positions, working on the explosiveness of the split jerks and the technique that's involved in that. Every 2 minutes on the minute for 12 minutes, we're going to do 6 sets of that. And the loading is going to be up to you on that. If you want to go heavy for the day, go heavy. If you want to stay moderate, stay moderate. If you just want to work on technique. Just because we got a little bit more of those complexes coming up. That's why we're going to spend the day just focusing on these. And then after that, we're doing the 23.2, everybody's favorite open workout, burpee pull-ups and shuttle sprints. So it's a 15-minute AMRAP. You do 5 burpee pull-ups, 10 shuttle sprints down and back. So down and back is 1 shuttle sprint. You got to do 10 of those, and then you add 5 burpee pull-ups each round. So the second round you do 10 burpee pull-ups, 10 shuttle sprints. Third round, 15 burpee pull-ups, and then 10 shuttle sprints on that. And it's a really great workout. I really enjoyed this workout. That's why we're going to repeat it, see where we're at compared. Now, do I expect a lot of you to PR? No, not really, because if you're like me, you pick and choose your battles on certain days on how intense you want to be. I'm probably going to hit this about 85, 90% effort. That way I know at least I got a little bit left in the tank from when it matters most. But maybe some of you want to go out and beat your old score. So go out, put your ears back, and get after it. Wednesday, we got 3 rounds for time. 800-meter run, coming in for a 100-foot box push, trying to be heavy with those. And then you got a 200-meter double dumbbell front rack carry. So you're going to hold the dumbbells up in the front rack, and we're going to walk 200 meters out the door, walking back. So you're looking at 800 meters, takes about 4 to 5 minutes for us to do. The box push probably take about a minute. So now you're looking around 5 to 6 minutes, and then that 200 meters is probably going to take you about another 4 minutes. So we're looking at 10 minutes. So this is probably about a 30+ minute workout. Long endurance training. Again, some of that static positioning with your shoulders mixed in with some core work of the walking, going around, and especially with the box push and the run, just keep the heart rate up and moving. And then after that, we got some core work we're going to finish up on. Thursday, we got our snack. We're getting our cluster sets. Buddy Dutton, we're getting our cluster sets. And it's going to be every 3 minutes on the minute for 15 minutes again. But remember, we do one set, rest 20 to 30 seconds. Another set, rest 20 to 30 seconds. Then your third set, rest to 20 to 30 seconds. And then we repeat that 5 times. So with this one today, we're going to do one full snatch, one overhead squat, back into one full snatch. If you want to go unbroken touch and goes, you can. But if I'm doing this, I'm probably going to, especially if I choose to go heavy, I'm going to do one snatch into that overhead squat, and then I'll drop the bar, reset, boom, hit that second full snatch. After that, then I'll rest 20 seconds. But if some of you want to work on the touch and go, that patterning that's involved with that, knock yourselves out. If you can't squat snatch, what you'll do one power snatch, maybe a overhead squat, and then another power snatch. If you can't do that and know that you can't come in on Friday, you miss the clean day, it's going to be the following day, maybe you just do a power clean into a front squat and then another power clean. Or you can do, 4 dumbbell snatches and then do some lunges and then 4 dumbbell snatches again. And just kind of there's always a way around it. So just because you have a difficulty with a movement doesn't mean that, hey, I'm just going to skip today because I don't feel like going in. No, you got to come in. We got to work to get better. We always want to stay moving. You don't want to take a day off just because you might feel uncomfortable doing a movement. We don't have to make you do that. This is not stone in here. We want you to be always progressing. And that's just you using a dumbbell, doing lunges instead of overhead squats. That is perfectly fine. We're in the gym, we're moving, and we're getting better. That's all we want to do. After that, we got our burner today. 5 rounds for time, 20 14 cal bike, 20 kettlebell swings, 53, 35. And I know in competitors, I got 70 and 50. A lot of people are going to look at this right here and they're going to be like, man, I really want to push myself. If you want to push yourself on this style of workout, go with the kettlebell that'll allow you to do unbroken reps. If you can do 20 unbroken, jump back on that bike and hammer out that bike. This right here should feel uncomfortable today. Your heart rate should get up really high in about 30 to 45 seconds, and it should stay high until you get done. Some folks on this will probably get done sub 10 minutes, probably looking around the 8-minute mark, 8.5-minute mark for the really fast times. And then you'll have some other folks that will be like 12 to 15 minutes. But ideally, I want to focus in on this kettlebell, making sure that we choose a load that you can get done in 1 to 2 sets every time, even under fatigue, going for there, and then pushing that bike. We'll have some accessory work to follow that up. And then Friday, it's going to be a little flip-flop. We're going to do a 15-minute EMOM to get started, max cal row, max cal ski, and then you're going to do one round of half Sydney. So, well, kind of a Sydney variation, but we're going to use it kind of like as a warm-up to get ready for part B. So you're going to do 3 kipping pull-ups, or you can do strict pull-ups, and then 6 push-ups, and then you're going to do 3 hang squat cleans just with the barbell in that 3rd minute, and then repeat the row cal and then the complex again. And then for time, we're going to do some heavy squat cleans and some weighted pull-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 reps of squat cleans at 185, 125, and weighted pull-ups, 35 and 20 pounds. You notice the reps going to be small just because we want that weight to be heavy, and it's going to be a challenge once you get up into that 4, 5, 4 range, and then coming back down to 3, 2, 1, you should be able to speed up the process a little bit. But that's what we're going to be doing for this day. And also for the max cal row and ski, it's really hard to be creative in the programming because everybody has their own needs. But if I see this right here and I know we're going to kind of go from being cold into it, I'm probably going to increase my calories each set. So you got 5 sets of this. If you're pretty advanced, you could probably start off like at 15 calories each minute and try to add 1 calorie per round. So the last round you're up at 19 to 20 calories for your row and your ski into that. And then if you're intermediate, maybe starting off at 10 calories for your row and ski, and then each round adding 1 calorie, so you end up around the 15 mark on that. And then if you're just beginning, the max cal row and ski, that's just you just moving for 45 to 50 seconds at a nice consistent pace. Say you only get 6 or 7 calories the first set. Maybe for you, it's trying to find that effort, that intensity, and that repeatability and pacing to stay at that 6 or 7 calorie mark for each round as we go. So that's kind of like a way of looking at this warm up to get prepared for this. We want to get our legs warmed up. We're getting that upper body pulling warmed up. For the pull-ups, we're getting some good barbell skill work in with the hang squat cleans at the end of the kipping pull-ups and push-ups. This whole body warm-up here is going to prepare us for this heavy lifting down at the bottom for the squat cleans at 185 and the weighted pull-ups 35 to 20 pounds. And then Saturday, we got a fun partner workout. This is going to be super challenging for a lot of you. Some of you might scale down the reps a little bit just to make the time cap. You got a 25-minute AMRAP, 20 rounds. So you're going to alternate with a partner. So if I'm partnered up with Jessica, she's going to start off because she's a lot faster than I am. She'll do 4 wall walks, 40 double unders. Then I'll do 4 wall walks, 40 double unders. And we alternate that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until the 20 rounds is up. Ideally, those 4 wall walks at 40 double unders. 4 wall walks, if you're really good at them, is going to take about 20 to 30 seconds to complete. Especially if you can just do them unbroken. 40 double unders unbroken, you're looking at about 20 seconds for that. So looking at 1 minute of work. So that way you get those 10 rounds in, 20 rounds total at 1 minute. So that's putting you at the 20-minute mark for that. If you know those 4 wall walks from the beginning, if you know those 4 wall walks is going to take you a minute and you struggle with double unders, I would highly recommend doing like 2 and 20, because you know maybe in the beginning you're done in 30 seconds that first round. Become that 6th, 7th, 8th round, now you're starting to add in that volume. Your rest is starting to decrease a little bit, especially if you got a good partner with you. All of a sudden you get a little bit more fatigued. You start tripping up. Now that 2 and 20 is taking you 1 minute to do, but you still get done in that 20 minutes or less to get some time for those max shouldered overheads. That's how you should approach that workout. You don't start off doing 4 and 40 and being like, once you get to 5 rounds in and you're 15 minutes into the workout, now you're not even going to make the time count, being like, oh, I changed right now. Now, this is about speed and efficiency on the front end all the way through the 10 rounds. I expect somebody to be able to do 2 unbroken wall walks going back up and down pretty efficiently, and then doing the 20 to 40 double unders or singles immediately into that, trying to be as unbroken as possible. Then you get done in 20 minutes or less, maybe 18 to 22 minutes, and then you spend the rest of the time doing max shouldered overheads with the barbell. So you got 135, 95, or we'll scale up to competitors 185, 125, or you'll scale down and do like strict press or dumbbell strict press, especially if you have some issues with the shoulders or you're just not comfortable yet doing the barbell work under fatigue. And so doing strict press and dumbbell strict press is a great way to get some really good strength work in after you get done with that front end. That's this week's workouts. I hope y'all enjoy it. As you can tell, we're starting to pick up some of the intensity in certain areas, but we're still keeping some partner stuff in there and still slowing down some workouts. We want to piece together ultimately the best fitness program that we can to help you become the most capable human being you can. And I know it's probably getting on the soapbox, but everybody has different goals. Everybody has different ideas. Everybody has different definitions of what their fitness is. Remember, the overall definition of fitness is being fit across all exercises, all time domains. We want to stretch that out as much as we can. So our classes are geared towards creating just capable human beings. That's what we want to be, and that's what we want to do inside of our gym. And if you need some special training or you want some special goal work outside of that, hit us up. We're pretty efficient. We're pretty good at what we do. And I know we've had a lot of coaches that have experienced a lot of different things. I try to have experienced as much as I can, so at least I have some type of information or something I can give to you of value when it comes to a training program. But when it comes to our class programs, we're going for general physical preparedness. We're not training for one specific thing. We're training for all things when it comes to health and wellness and just your everyday life. Anyways, I hope y'all have a great week. See your names on the leaderboard. You got any questions, hit me up, email me, text me, call me. Always here to help out, and I just appreciate all of you. Have a great one.